Hey guys, so I wanted to do a YouTube playlist on just making this bracelet. I have made 4 of these in all the years that I've been making jewelry. This can take hours and hours. So I wanted to do a 4 or 5 part series on how I make this bracelet. So I'm very excited for that. It's very beautiful. This one, I keep it. It was my first one and it came out really nice. And it's tiny. I have a tiny wrist, so I couldn't sell it. I'm attached to this one. So it is not my design. This is, let me get this. This is the designer of this bracelet. And throughout this series, I'm just going to be as raw with it as possible. It's not something I can really teach. I just wanted to create it on YouTube and then you guys can see it. Kind of like a video journal, I guess, is what I'm calling it. So I am very excited for that. I am going to go ahead and set up my cords, and I'll give you a sneak peek of what that kind of looks like. So this is it, the big zig bracelet. It's really, really pretty and it's fun to make. It's just very time consuming. And setting up a macrame project is, in my experience, when it comes to macrame, setting up seems to take the longest. Making sure all of your cords are cut, making sure you have all of your supplies that will bring the bracelet together as a whole. I just want to thank you guys for subscribing to my channel and watching my videos. I am just always coming up with new and fun ideas to share with you guys. Again, you can find this on the website. Let me see. I'm pretty sure it's joanbabcock.com. She's got a couple of books. Some I don't think you can even get anymore, but this is very well detailed and written out. All sorts of fun designs in here. So I've done this one too. That one was very tricky. Very, very tricky, but I did it. I've only ever made one. Maybe I'll do that one. We shall see. But anyways, I will catch you guys soon after I get my cords set up. Okay, so I decided to just show you guys the process of setting up your cords, because why not, right? I just want this to be as raw as possible. Like I said, this bracelet is time consuming and setup can be very tedious depending on your project. So right now I'm just pulling out some T-pins. So what I have here is all of my cords, and they're all cut and measured out. So I have 12 80-inch cords, one 55-inch cord, and one 35-inch cord. And I have my paper tape and my pins. This is the bigger micro macrame board. It's by Beadsmith. It's 14 by 10 inches. And this board is really good for bigger micro macrame projects like this. So what I'm gonna do is separate my short cords because I do not really need those right now. I'm gonna kind of hang them back on my hook here. I'm gonna hang this up. Okay, so the first step is I'm gonna place a pin on my board and angle it slightly upwards is what this is saying. So I'm gonna put it here. Bring together 2 of the 80-inch cords so that they are parallel and the ends are even. So I have all of my 12 80-inch cords tied so they stayed nice. And I'm gonna go ahead and pull 2 of them. And I'm going to kind of just bundle this back together so it doesn't get all crazy on me. Now the cord I'm using is a C-Lon or S-Lon. This is 1/2 millimeter, I believe. Any work, but the thicker the better. All right, so I have my 2 cords. So this isn't really a tutorial, but if you learn anything from this project, let me know. I would love to hear about it. This is not something I have memorized. It's not something I can teach. It's not my design, but I just thought it would be fun to share this with you guys. So I have my 2 80-inch cords. Measure 38 inches from one end, and at that point, wrap the cords together once around the pin. Okay, so the cool thing is I can use the numbers at the top of my board because they are in inches. So I'm getting the ends even. All right. So this is 10 inches, 20 inches, 30 inches, oops, and 38. So measure 38 inches, wrap the cords together once around the pin, like so. Positioning the cords vertically on the board so that the 38-inch lengths are facing upward above the pin and the 42-inch lengths face downward below the pin. Tape the cords securely above the pin to keep them from slipping. Okay, so this is the longer portion. Oops. Pulled on it. That's okay though. Every time I do this bracelet, I always have so much left over. Okay, so I'm going to take just a piece of paper tape. And we're going to tape this top portion like so. And that's that part. So this is what you need to start this bracelet. Okay, so the next step of this is making a alternating half hitch chain. So that means we're going to be doing half hitches down the way, but they're going to alternate. So I'm making a 4. So this right here is a half hitch. So that's 1. I'm switching sides. So that's 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 1. I'm going to stop here and zoom for you guys. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. So I did 2 counts of 10, which is the 20 half hitches that alternate. So you know you did it wrong if your piece here is not consistently straight. It'll start to twist if you're not alternating your half hitches. So I'm actually doing like a modification. I'm gonna use this button. So I need to make sure that this, because this is gonna be a button loop, this piece, I need to make sure it's gonna fit over it. So I'm gonna unpin this. I have my chain here, so I'm going to kind of bend it like this and see if it will fit, if the button will fit through this. And it's looking like it will. I'm gonna do 1 more, maybe 2 more. So for my project, I'm doing 2 22 half hitches. So I did this alternation wrong, but that's okay. Nothing's ever going to be perfect. All right, so that's one button loop. Now the next step is I checked the fit that I'm using for the closure. The fit should be very snug. You may have to add or remove half hitches from the chain. We did that. Repeat this process twice so that you have 3 identical chain segments, which can be used to make 3 loops on the top tab. So I'm only doing this twice because like I said, I'm doing something different for the buttons. So I've got my 80-inch cords here, and I am going to pull 2 more. And I'm going to bundle these back together. Maybe. Yep. That's good. Okay, so I've got my 2 more cords. And this is nice because now you guys are on Zoom, so you can get a closer look. Making sure the ends are as even as possible. And I'm going to count 38 inches. So there's 10, 20, 30, 8. So I'm going to put my pin here. I'm going to tie this around once. And I can actually tuck this in the macrame board. So we're going to do an alternating chain of 22. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Hopefully you guys don't mind my counting. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So I'm going to hold this up. Hopefully you guys can see that. So I have my 2 alternating chains. So the next part is place 2 pins in the board about 3/4 of an inch apart. So my bracelet's going to be a little bit different because I'm just doing 2 buttons instead of a count of 3 8mm beads. So I'm only using 2 alternating chains for the button loops. So this is going to be really interesting, guys. But this is going to be fun. So place 2 pins about 3 to 4 inches apart horizontally. So let's see, we're going to put one here, and I need to grab another one. And we're going to put one here. Take the 55-inch cord. So that one is this cord. So I have my 55-inch cord that I had pre-cut. Take the 55-inch cord and about 4 inches from the end, wrap it once around the left-hand pin. Bring the longer part of the cord to the right and wrap it around the right-hand pin. So I have about 4 inches here. I'm wrapping it around here, and I'm just going to wrap it around in the opposite direction here. I'm going to use this paper tape to get that in there, and I'm going to put my cord through the notch of the board so that it really stays nice. All right, tape the cord down on each of the pins. I'm gonna pull this out. Put that in a notch over there. So you should have something like this. I'm gonna grab another piece of tape. So the shorter end is on the left side, the longer end is on the right side. This creates a temporary bar on which you will attach the other cords. This cord will act as the anchor cord for the top tab, which is the button loops. All right, so my chain, I've got my 2 chains. Pin the 3 loops, or in my case 2, to the board just above the anchor cord bar. Positioning the hanging cords behind the bar, the ends of the chains should be even with the top of the bar. So it helps to have a pokey tool for things like this. So I'm going to just prop that up under there so I can get my chain cords through. It's getting caught on the pin. That'll happen with macrame. Things just get caught on things. Okay. So there's one. And I'm actually going to go ahead and pin that. So I need another pin, and I'm just gonna go through one of the knots here. Nope, we're just gonna go like that. Okay. So we gotta attach this. You wanna make sure you get your other chain and do the same thing. You know what? This will be easier. Just boop, just like that. Ta-da. Okay. Attach each of the chain's hanging cords to the bar using double half hitches. So, when you're doing this, you want to go in the order of the cords. So I'm going over the anchor bar with the far left cord, and I'll kind of pull this slowly so you guys can see. So that is one. This is a double. So I'm going to do the same with this one. Moving to the next cord over. So that's one. And two. So I'm pulling these to make sure they are nice and snug and tight. All right. So I'm going to repeat that with the next cords. So we've got one, two. I might need to bring this pin down a little bit so that can get looser. I need to undo this because it's not flush enough to my liking. Which I don't have to undo the whole knot. I just have to undo it enough to where I can actually just tighten it. That's better. It's more flush with the chain. Okay. So taking the next one. It's one. Now you guys can see why setting up an intricate micro macrame project can be very time consuming. All right, so there's one loop. we're gonna do the next one. So I'm gonna grab another pen just to help me out here. One. Don't let this confuse you. Once you get the second one on there, it'll look right. You can see. You just gotta pull it to where it sits in its spot. So that's one. I need to do the next cord. Oh, it got caught on the edge of my board. So that's one and two. You know what? This one does look a little... Oh no, I just needed to pull it. Sometimes that's all it is. Things just need to be pulled. No, I have to redo this one because I'm sorry, guys. It just looks a little funny. Oh, it was the one. Okay, bear with me. I told you this is going to be as raw as it gets. Okay, that one's good. Now this one needs one more half hitch. Oh my gosh, that looks so much better. There we go. Okay, now we got to do this one. So that's one. And two. This is your double half hitch knot. Oh, I didn't go through the loop. Apparently I'm just having issues right now. So that's one. Got to make sure I go through the loop. There we go. That's more like it. And the last one, because I'm just going to have the two buttons. One. Two. So I'm gonna pull this out so I can pull these cords and make sure that everything is nice and dandy. Oh, I almost pulled the wrong pin. My goodness. Everything's nice and tight. Okay, so we have our 2 button loops. All right, so this next part is attaching the rest of the 80-inch cords
So let's see. Yep. Fold the first of the 5 remaining 80-inch cords in half and attach it to the bar with a mounting knot. Position it between the left-hand pin and the first loop. So I actually need to scooch these over. Come on, there we go. So let's see, scooch. Okay, so I am going to stop here and we will do this next part for the next video. So I appreciate you guys for watching this. If you decide to try this for yourself, please let me know, and yeah, just let me know what you think. I will catch you guys in part 2 of this project.